Hi, welcome back to Cello from the Beginning. This is the introduction to Fox, You've Stolen the Goose, a German folk song that is sometimes known as Song of the Wind in some books, but the proper title is Fox, You've Stolen the Goose. And we have a particular skill that we need to master before we do this piece, a particular sequence of notes with a problem in them, or really two problems. And that is, we're going to be playing, I'll show you it's a sequence of 4 notes that we're going to be working on. We'll be starting on the A string with first finger, then 4th finger on the D, then 4th finger on the A, and then 1st finger again. So we start on the A with 1, A1, D4, A4, A1. Let's do that just with without the bow first, so we can feel what's happening in the left hand. Now I want you to notice that my first finger stays put on the A through this whole sequence. I do not lift it when I go to the D string or when I play the 4th finger on the A. So this is my anchor, is thumb and first finger on the A. So I've got that note. So I play it, I go over to 4th finger on the D. Now, to make that be in tune, I have to reach just a little bit. Anytime we're holding a finger down on an upper string and then using a lower finger on a lower string, usually if we don't have a slight feeling of reach, we're going to come across like this, and it's going to be flat. So for me, to get that G is what it is, in tune, I have a slight feeling of reach. But in any case, just feel those 2 notes. 1, A1, D4, A1, D4, A1, D4. Just go back and forth like that, keeping your first finger down. Now when that's comfortable, we're going to do the next sequence. Keeping first finger in place, because that's where it'll be, we're going to play D4, A4, D4, A4. So we're just hopping D4. It's not even a big hop. It's really almost a slide over, kind of a halfway between. I'm in contact with the string as I pull over. There's a little hop. So then we have to connect those 2 sequences. A1, D4, A4. A1, D4, A4. So give your hand a little break as we talk about what the problems are there. So obviously the first problem is the reach from 1 to 4 and keeping that 1 in place on the A string. Then the problem is getting that 4th finger back across from the D string to the A string. There are different ways of doing this. You can drag it across like that. You can kind of do a little hop like that. It depends on what the bowing is. In this case, we're going to have a bow change on these notes, so we can get away with a little bit more than if we were trying to slur, connect those 2 notes together or play real legato. All right, let's now bring our bow back in, because we have a bow complication as well, which is just as our finger is going to the D string and back to the A string, our bow is also. So we start with A1. Actually, if I take the left hand away, here's the bowing sequence. A string, D string, A string, A string, A, D, A, A. It wouldn't be bad to just practice that by itself. A, D, A, A, D, A, because we need to be very clean on our string crossing. All right, so you get the feel of that. Now let's do a hybrid. Let's add just the first finger note. So we'll play A1. There's our A1. This is a B, in case you're wondering. This note is named B. Let's play A1, open D, A1. I'm sorry. A1, open D, A1, A1. That's the correct sequence. 1, D, 1, 1. 1, D, 1, 1. 1, D, 1, 1. 1, D, 1, 1. Okay, if that's comfortable, let's add the next note. So here's where the challenge begins, right? Because we have A1, D4. You can check that fourth finger with the open G. It should sound just alike. So let's do this now. 1, 4, 1, 1. So A1, D4, back to A1. And you can release the D4 because we'll eventually be moving it. A1, D4, 1, 1. Again, 1, 4, 1, 1. 1, 4, 1, 1. What we're looking for here is that our left hand and right hand match up, that they coordinate, so that we don't get anything like that, right? Just clear. 1, 4, 1, 1. 1, 4, 1, 1. All right, let's practice the next sequence, which we're going to isolate. Leave first finger on the A. We're going to practice the fourth finger D to the fourth finger A. Let's try it with the low note first. D, D4, A4, back to D4. Just going back and forth between these two notes. Let's reverse it. Let's start with the high note just for practice. A4, D4, A4. Keep 1 on the A when you move fourth to the D. All right, when you can play that cleanly, we're going to do the actual sequence, the full sequence. A1, D4, A4, A1. Let's try it. 1, 4, 4, 1. 1, 4, 4, 1. 1, 4, 4, 1. Okay, that's the technical challenge for Fox, You've Stolen the Goose. Everything else that we're going to have in this piece, so we'll have some string crossings from the open to D4, but we've done that several times now. We'll have this pattern again. We play D, third finger, and go to the open A. So we'll have both of those, the A down to the fourth finger G and the F sharp to the open A. But the most important thing is this 1, 4, 4, 1. And I want you to practice it two ways. In addition to starting it down bow, as we've been doing, like this. I also want you to start it up bow. So upper half here, so we're going this way now. So 1, 4, 4, 1. Up bow, down bow, up bow, down. Now, why are we practicing it both directions? For two reasons. One is we play it in the piece both directions. The second reason is it feels different. Why does it feel different? Because it depends on where you are in the bow when you do your string crossing as to how big your pivot is, right? So when I'm starting down bow, my first pivot is here. It's a big one, right? To get from the A to the D string. This pivot is little to go from the D back to the A because I'm right there. because I'm close to the frog. But we reverse that when we start up bow. This pivot will be small because I'm close to the frog. This pivot will be large because I'm close to the tip. So it's good to be able to always do things like that with any bow direction, and in this case, we have to do it with both bow directions because the piece calls for it. Okay, so the next lesson will be actually learning the music for Fox, You've Stolen the Goose.